Hey guys, it's Steph from Hot and Moving. So we got news about Joel Embiid as the NBA season is going to be starting to gear up in a couple months. His training camp and NBA preseason, or maybe preseason starts like in October, something like that. Either way, look, man, the Sixers are the team that everybody's watching because of Joel Embiid. And last time I talked about this, I was like, yo, is it time? Is he going to make the season? I mean, the Sixers was mum on his knee surgery and his recovery, and then we find out from Nick Nurse that says that all the news is positive. All right, so he says all news is positive during their I guess basketball borders in Euro in Manchester, and Nick Nurse says, I know he's working very, very hard, and I think things look good whether he's ready for training camp or not. I think there's maybe a lot more decisions than that to make before we get there, but our main thing is he's healthy to play to his nearest capabilities because he's awesome, no doubt about that. All right, man, that statement sounds kind of corny. I mean, look, man, we know. Look, Nick Nurse is going to be one of the coaches on the hot seat, and it's not really his fault. It's just kind of like, yo, you inherited a team with Joel Embiid, and it sounds good. But I mean, the guy's injury prone. Let's not even get on Paul George. And it's funny that this news is coming out now when the Sixers are remaining quiet. So this news comes out about the positive news about his health, as well as the Sixers schedule getting released. All right. And man, they got a ton of games. They got a ton of games. The 76ers are slated for 16 sets of back-to-back games. 3 away, home back-to-back, 5 away back-to-backs, 5 home back-to-backs, and 3 home away back-to-back. I mean, bro, this type of schedule is brutal. Okay. It says that the Sixers are tied for the most in the NBA this season, all right, with these back-to-backs. And then now, with Joel Embiid being injured, or apparently he is all positive news and he's working very, very hard, when just reports were that he was not in shape. They don't know what's going on with the rehab process. I mean, I don't know what to believe. And if you're a Sixers fan, I'd be a little nervous at this point right now. You know what I'm saying? I'd be very nervous. Or maybe you're not nervous and you probably kind of had no hopes on Joel Embiid really contributing as much this season. I don't, like, again, man, if I think he's gonna miss the season. Look, okay, man, look, it's still on the table he could miss the season, man, because I mean, there's still a long ways to go before the NBA season actually gets started. All right. And if he happens to play this season, in what capacity, dog, I'd be shocked if he doesn't even play the season. I'd be shocked if he even plays 30 games, especially now with they having tied for the most back-to-back games at 16 back-to-back games. I'm sorry, 16 sets of back-to-back games. You can already mark it that he's not gonna be playing a lot this season. Was it before last season started? He was talking about something. He's never playing back-to-back ever again. Okay, so look, we know Joel Embiid signed that contract. All right, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon. He's gonna get that money. Okay, how many games is he gonna play? Is he gonna play a total of 80 games to 100 games for the rest of that money? I don't know at this point. Okay, it just seemed like when Joel Embiid is healthy, top 3 player in the NBA for me easily. But he's not. All right, so you have this now with these random new news now of him miraculously working very hard coming from Nick Nurse. Okay, he said he's awesome like that or something because he's awesome. No, whatever, man. And I was the fool that had a lot of stock in the 76ers last season. I was like, yo, they can win the East, all considered with Paul George and being healthy, Tyrese Maxey. I was like, that's a good trio, and no. Okay. Now, the bright side of all this is that the Sixers got VJ Escom, and you know what? He looked pretty good in NBA preseason. Summer League, even though he hurt his hand or thumb or something like that. I expect him to be a big contributor, maybe coming off the bench. Maybe there may be spots where he'll start if Maxey can't go or if they play both guards. The Sixers. The Sixers are just going to have to start planning for the future. Honestly, they have done that with getting the top 3 draft pick. I don't know if they have any more draft picks in the first round after this past draft. But I mean, the future, they got to start preparing for the future. They really got to start figuring out who the next coach is going to be. Absolutely. Nick Nurse is not going to be coaching the next iteration of the 76ers. He was brought in to coach this iteration of the 76ers, and this iteration of the 76ers is done, in my opinion. It's done. It's a shame. Now, I'm all for being surprised. I'm all for Because at the end of the day, regardless of who your team is, or at least for me, regardless of what my team is, especially the Phoenix Suns, I like seeing competition. I like seeing the star players in NBA play. I like seeing teams with expectations have their full guys in play. But I mean, I think that ship has sailed on Joel Embiid. And then now just that, NBA trolling the 76ers with giving the most 16 sets of back-to-back games, right? I mean, the NBA is like really going to test that knee out, right? I mean, this is kind of funny to me, but also kind of sad at the same time. But you know what? If you want to believe what Nick Nurse has to say about all news is positive, we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. If he's good to start the season, which I doubt that he will start the season. Okay. I just can't trust anything from the Sixers organization, especially how quiet they've been on this whole situation. And this news, this positive news, it seems like a very vague statement. Okay, he's saying he's working very hard. A lot of vague statements, and I'm not saying we need to get the whole full medical report. But damn, I mean, like, how's his weight? How's his condition have been? Has he been reporting that he's saying he's healthy to play? Healthy to play when? Just a few weeks ago, it was from we don't know what's going on to he could be ready to play. Like, okay, sure. Y'all know what y'all think about all this with Joel Embiid's recent positive news and quotations from Nick Nurse about his injury, and the fact that these guys got set up by the NBA to play 16 sets of back-to-back games. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.